Top 10 African countries with the most success-driven young people. Which African countries have the most ambitious, resourceful, and success-driven young people? You are about to find out. Against all odds, young people across the African continent are making national, continental, and global impact across the different aspects of human life. From music, arts and movies, to business, sports and technology innovation. Virtually all African countries have its young people making global statements, but a handful of countries show up more often than the others. It is almost impossible to ignore the youthful expressions coming from these countries. Let's look at the top 10 African countries with the most tenacious and success-driven young people. Ranking is measured using the following criteria: entrepreneurship and impact in digital economy, technology innovation, creativity and entertainment, global presence and recognition. While you're here, consider subscribing to After School Africa for more insightful videos. Counting down from number 10. 10. Senegal. The number 1 football African nation by the current FIFA ranking, Senegal is home to a vibrant young population. The country of about 15 million people is one of Africa's most successful democracies. However, a weak infrastructure and a lack of natural resources has meant that its economic growth has been sluggish for the past few years. In the midst of such glaring poverty, a number of Senegalese entrepreneurs have built successful companies, created jobs and wealth in the process. In 2019, 2 Senegalese made the Forbes 30 Under 30 list for the technology and sports category. Some of the country's most popular young people include Mohamed Mustafa Fall, Akon, Taco Fall, Dara Sila, and a host others. 9. Rwanda. Following the 1994 program in Rwanda, it would take some remarkable effort and tenacity to emerge as an African success story. With 2/3 of Rwanda's population under 25, many have placed their hopes in the country's youth. Young Rwandans have played a significant role towards the impressive growth the country has recorded over the last 2 decades. While 70% of workers in Rwanda are employed in agriculture, there has been a recent shift toward more knowledge-based careers. Although the country has a high rate of unemployment, young Rwandans are rising to the challenge to achieve their aspirations. 3 Rwandans make the list of Forbes magazine's 30 Under 30 in 2017, while one person, Eric Rutayisir, appeared in the technology category for the 2019 list. 8. Zimbabwe. For more than a decade, Zimbabwe's economy has gone through extended periods of hyperinflation and a cash crisis. With high unemployment rate in the country, there has been a rising trend in entrepreneurship and job creation among young people. 7 Zimbabweans were listed in Forbes 2019 30 Under 30, with 2 in the creative industry, 2 in the business category, and 3 in technology category. 7. Uganda. Uganda was named the world's most entrepreneurial country in 2015. The research estimates entrepreneurship as the percentage of an adult population who own or co-own a business that has paid salaries for more than 3 months, but less than 42. It's estimated that 77% of Ugandans are below the age of 30, and the country is said to have an entrepreneurship rate of 28%. In 2019, startups operating in Africa received a total of $1.3 billion in startup funding, according to a report by WeTracker. Ugandan startups received 1.7% of the total sum. Also, 3 Ugandans made the Forbes 30 Under 30 in the sports category in 2019. 6. Botswana. Ranked the most entrepreneurial country in Africa and 51st in the world by Global Entrepreneurship Index in 2019, the small country of Botswana, with a population of over 2.3 million people, is teeming with a resourceful young population. An interesting fact is that Forbes is hosting the first ever Under 30 Africa Summit 2020 in Botswana, a move that recognizes Botswana as an emerging center for entrepreneurship that's poised for global growth, startup acceleration, and innovation. 5. Ghana. Accra, Ghana, is among the cities that are influencing the digital entrepreneurship activities in Africa. As a result, they lay claim to more diverse digital enterprises. Ghanaian startup received 3.4% of the $1.3 billion Africa startup funding in 2019. It's the first time annual Africa-focused startup funding has crossed the $1 billion mark. Ghana film industry, also known as Gollywood, is also a product of the success-driven young Ghanaians. In 2019, 4 Ghanaians made the Forbes Africa 30 Under 30 list, with 3 in the creative category and 1 in business category. Ghanaians are also visible in the global football arena. 4. Egypt. According to the 2019 Digital Economy Report by the UNCTAD, Egypt is among the 4 countries that accounted for 60% of digital entrepreneurial activities in Africa. However, many argue that the size of the population of these countries could be the reason behind this number. Startups in Egypt received 5.9% of the $1.3 billion investment in 2019. recording strong growth more than double the previous year. 3 Egyptians also make the Forbes 30 Under 30 list in the sports category. 3. South Africa. South Africa is home to some of Africa's most success-driven young people. 39 South Africans were listed in Forbes Africa 30 Under 30, 9 in the creative category, 12 in business, 5 in technology, and 13 in the sports category. South Africa is also a top startup investment destination. However, only 5% of the $1.3 billion investment went to the country. Regardless, the country still boasts of a robust, innovation-driven economy and a vibrant entertainment scene. Some of South Africa's top young influencers include Trevor Noah, Vusi Tambekwayo, Adi Pioneer, Mike Erliston, Sandile Shezi, to name a few. 2. Kenya. The African country with the second most success-driven young people is Kenya. Nairobi, Kenya, is a major digital entrepreneurship and innovation-driven city in Africa. In fact, 2 African countries jointly accounted for 81.5% of the $1.3 billion startup investment in the continent, and Kenya is one of them, receiving 32% of the total investment. 16 Kenyans were listed in the Forbes Africa 30 Under 30, 3 in creative category, 4 in business, 4 in technology, and 5 in sports. Adele Onyango, Beatrice Chepkoech, Dasan Chandaria, to mention a few of some of Kenya's influential young people. 1. Nigeria. Nigeria tops the list as the African country with the most success-driven young people, and Nigerians are mostly not humble to admit it. The country has a vibrant entrepreneurial, entertainment, and innovation-driven young population, concentrated mostly from the southern part of the country. 25 Nigerians were listed in the Forbes Africa 30 Under 30, 4 in the creative category, 10 in business, 10 in technology, and 1 in sports category. Nigeria is also the continent's top startup investment destination, accounting for 49.5% of the $1.3 billion investment. The country also ranked top, both for number of deals done and for their value, as startup investment received grew nearly 5-fold compared to 2018. Successful startups like Andela, Iroko TV, and Jumia have young Nigerians as pioneers. Nigerians also dominate the entertainment industry in the continent, with Nollywood as the 3rd largest film industry in the world, and its music scene creating global superstars like Two-Face, D'banj, Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido, and Tiwa Savage. Against all odds, young people in Africa are emerging out of the chaos to create legacies. What are your thoughts? If you're yet to subscribe to our channel, now's a good time to hit the subscribe button. Until next time, your success matters.